Today we're making ground beef chili. So let's go over the ingredients list. You need 1½ teaspoons of salt, 2 teaspoons of pepper, 2 tablespoons of ground cumin, 1 tablespoon of paprika, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 2 teaspoons of oregano leaf, and ½ teaspoon of thyme. I know this is an awful lot of herbs and spices. I love to cook with herbs and spices because it makes my food taste so much better. But if you would like to buy a packet of chili seasoning mix at the grocery store, feel free. You also need a can of tomatoes. This recipe also calls for 6 dried ancho chilies, and I don't have chilies, so I'm going to use this can of diced tomatoes with green chilies. A tablespoon of olive oil, 3 cloves of garlic, a large onion, and you need a can, a regular size 14-ounce can of beans. I have these Great Northern beans that I've already cooked and were in my freezer, and I'm going to use these. It also calls for 2 cups of water, but these are very watery. I'm going to use more beans, and this has got lots of water, so I'm going to check it out before I add any more water. You need 2 pounds of ground beef. If you want to know how I get such a great deal on meat, check out Recession Proof Your Pantry tip number 17. I also have some jalapeno peppers that turned red that were sitting out on the counter, so I chopped them up and put them in the freezer. I may use some of these if it's not spicy enough. And I also need 2 cups of water, but I will adjust this based on how much water is in the beans. During the making of this video, I ran out of cumin and garlic powder. So I made a running list of things that I need. And I'll stick this on the refrigerator, and that will be handy for when I make my grocery shopping list. There it is. Since we're making this dinner in the crock pot, I'm going to first add a tablespoon of olive oil. Add whatever kind of oil that you have. And then I'm going to add my raw onions to the bottom. That way they'll cook better. I've got 2 packages of ground beef. This one is 85% lean, which is better for your chili. You want it to have some fat. This package is leaner, but I'm going to go ahead and use it anyway. And since it's already thawed, I'm going to break it up. You could also put 2 pounds of frozen ground beef right into the pot. This will save you a lot of time. But in the making of this video, I put it in some hot water to soften while I was getting ready. Also, my beans were frozen and they've thawed out a little bit, and so I'm going to add those now. Next, I'm going to add my tomatoes and chili peppers. I'm going to add my garlic. I mixed up all my spices together, and so I'm going to sprinkle this over the top. I'm going to go ahead and start with about 1 cup of my water. And I'm going to go ahead and add some jalapenos. Not too many. And keep this in the freezer so when I need it, it's there. I chopped up my jalapenos that were sitting on the counter and turning red and put them in the freezer so that I could use them for today. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. It doesn't need to be stirred. I'm just going to put the lid on it, put it in the crock pot, and put it on to cook for 4 hours on high. and we'll see you later. That's all it takes to make dinner for tonight. When you're in a hurry in the evenings, the slow cooker is your best friend. If you have busy evenings, then think about your slow cooker. It's a magical piece of kitchen equipment. Throw everything in, and when you get home from work, the house smells amazing with the aromas of a home-cooked dinner. I know you'll enjoy it. I do. And don't forget to catch my short video to get the tip for getting a great deal on your meat. Recession-proof your pantry, tip number 17. This is Jackie from Otherwise, and remember, dinner's at 6.